Good morning, students. Today we will discuss the topic major landforms of chapter 3. Major landforms are created by the exogenic forces, as I told you, and these exogenic forces are: first is river, second is wind, third is sea waves, and fourth is glacier. And in this topic, we will discuss all the landforms which are formed by river, wind, sea waves, and glacier. Right? In the last lecture, we discussed about the two landforms which were formed by the rivers. Right? So, what is the first one? Let's a quick recap of that landform. First was waterfall. Waterfall, as you have seen, might have seen in the Missouri, there is a Kempty Fall. It's when the water falls from a sufficient height on the surface. That is called waterfall. Now, how it formed? There is a formation of rocks. Different type of formation of rocks. So, if there is a formation of rocks like that, it is in a layer form. There are hard rock, then soft rock, hard rock, soft rock, and hard rock. What would happen in the hilly region? The main work of the river is to erode. It breaks down the material due to the force of water, due to the increased speed of water in the hilly region due to steep slope. Right? So it erodes the material, it erodes the rock. The hard rock will erode later as compared to the soft rock. It will erode easily and in the less time. Right? If the hard rock is eroded, this part of hard rock is eroded within a specific time, maybe there is a large part of soft rock can be eroded in the same time. What would happen? This part will go back. Again, there is a hard rock. It will erode it a little bit, while the soft rock will be eroded more. So each part will be back. So there is a creation of these type of waterfall. Then the water will go with the steep slope from the sufficient height, that is called waterfall. Right? So waterfall means when the water falls from the sufficient height in the hilly area. Right? Now, when the river reaches in middle course area, means at the foot of the hill, the speed of the water will be less. Speed of the water will be less. So the carrying capacity of river water will be reduced. Right? If we have great energy, like if at the time you are a child, and you have great energy, you can run many kilometers, right? But I am an adult, my age is 30 plus, 40 plus, then my energy will be reduced. I can't do the work more efficiently than you, right? You have the great energy. And after that, our old people, like above age 60, they have less energy than us, right? So as the time increases, the energy of the person reduces. Similarly, when the river flows in the hilly area, there is a still steep slope and the water has great energy. When it reached at the foot of the hill, the speed will decrease and the energy will reduce. The carrying capacity of the material is also reduced. when it reached in the plain area where the slope is gentle, flat like, right? So there is the carrying capacity, speed will be more reduced, energy will more reduced, the material carrying capacity will be reduced, right? So in these two areas, in the middle course, the river do erosion plus deposition work. But in the plain area, it do only deposition work because it is like a old age. River reached its old age and it cannot erode. Now it can deposit only, right? So remember these three stages. After the waterfall, we are talking about the meanders. Meanders is a feature of the river in the middle course, like our age, where we have energy to erode or deposit also. Now, how the meanders formed? When the river go through with its path, there is not a flat or straight path. There are some rocks in the path of river. What does the river do? Because in this part the energy is less, so the river could not erode this material. It passes through along with these rocks, and like this it forms meanders. I told you the meanders means snake like walk, movement of snake, right? As the snake moves, as similarly the river moves. What happened in the middle course when the rivers create meandering? This zigzag way of river is known as meander, right? Now what happened? As I told you, in this course, it do the depositional work also. Deposition, it began to deposit the silt and the sand carry with it on its back. Here it is depositing this. This is also depositing. Here it is also depositing. Later on, again deposit and deposit and deposit. So what happened? This part sometimes, this part split off from this meander. इसको हम क्या कहेंगे? Meander loop. Right? One part of the meandering is known as meander loop. Due to the depositional work on the bank of the meanders, this meander loop cut off from the meandering rivers, and it is full of water, no doubt, and it is formed a lake. Due to the shape of like this is a shape of like a ox bow. So that's why this type of lake is known as oxbow lake. When the meandering loop cut off from the rest of the river, it creates a lake. Due to the shape like a oxbow, that type of lake are known as oxbow lake. So this is a middle course formation. Now come to the third one, which is a depositional feature of river. The third is floodplain. Floodplain. Flood means when the water overflow in its path. Suppose this is a river, it is flowing. Sometimes due to the heavy rainfall, the water overflows from the river. When the water overflows in nearby areas, this is the nearby areas suppose, so it is called flood. Both the sides, the flood will occur due to the overflowing of water. When the water will enter in this area, it will uh, bring the silt and sand with it, right? And when the rainfall stops and the water will turn back to its own river, then what would happen? This silt and sand will be deposited here, because when it will turn into its river, then its speed will be slow. Due to the low speed, it will not carry its silt and sand again, and it will deposit it here. So this silt and sand will be deposited in the nearby area, and later on it create the soil which is very fertile, and the area which is formed by this type of flood is known as floodplain, right? So at the foot of the hill of Shivalik, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, all these areas are flooded by the rivers and form the fertile soil, right? So every year when the rainfall comes, it is renewed. There is a one more layer of silt and sand. Now what happened when it is deposited in the plain area? Along with it, when the river back into its course, it deposits some silt on its bank also, right? So these embankments, because some silt is also deposited on the banks, and these banks will go higher later on. So when these banks goes higher, they are known as levees, right? The plain area in which the river deposits silt and sand is known as floodplain. The bank of the river where it deposits sand and silt and the banks goes higher, they are known as levees. So these type of features are formed by the depositional work of a river. One more depositional work of river. Actually, the final destination of the river is, what is the final destination of the river? It is ocean. When the river flows from hilly region, its final destination is to meet the ocean. Each and every region meet in the ocean, right? And it is called the mouth of the river. Suppose this is a hill area, the river is flowing, it comes in the plain area, and now it is a oceanic area. The final destination of the river is to drain in the ocean, right? So this part is known as the mouth of the river, right? So you have to remember all these terms. Now what happened? There is another formation at the mouth of the river. What is this? Suppose this is a ocean, water body, in which the river will drain, right? So now we are discussing about our fourth feature, that is the most important feature of the river, that is delta. What is delta? Now the river is flowing. Now it is a plain area, right? Thus, as I can say that river is in its old stage. It has to take the sport of anything. Like old age, the pupil take the sport of a stick. So similarly, Here the river cannot erode anything. Even it has no capacity to carry the silt and sand to a greater distance. Even anything comes in its path, it cannot cross it. It will change its path. Suppose the river is flowing. Here is a rock or some upland area, right? Not a rock proper. It's a minor upland area. What will the river do? It will not cross this path. It will change its path. Similarly, it will change its path like this, right? So it will change its path. Now, what you have seen that a single river is divided into several small rivers, right? So a single river is divided into several small rivers, and when it occurs, this type is known as distributaries. So, every small river will be known as the distributary of the main river, right? So, these tributaries will begin to deposit the silt and sand carry with it in their area. So there is a deposition of sand and silt in these areas, and this is a triangular shape formation. It will create a triangular shape formation which is called delta, right? So again, when the river came to its mouth, it could not cross even a little bit upland area. It will change its path. That's why a main river, this main river will divide it into several small rivers which are called distributaries. All these small rivers, due to the less energy, they became to deposit the sand and silt carry with it. This create a triangular shape formation which is called delta, because these sand and silt is carrying from the hilly area where the rocks have different type of minerals, different types of sediments, and these sediments are deposited in this area. So this region is very much fertile, rich in minerals and other sediments. So this area is very much fertile. The main example of this area is delta is Ganga Brahmaputra delta, which is formed by the river Ganga and its distributaries Padma, Meghna and Brahmaputra river, right? So all these rivers form the delta at the mouth of in their path when they were draining into the Bay of Bengal, right? So Ganga Brahmaputra Delta consists of entire Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, and you already know that all these areas are very fertile area. These are the agriculture rich area, right? So this is the formation of deltas. Here we have completed all the features, all the landforms created by the river. Now come to the next one. The next weathering agent is work of sea waves. How the sea wave works. sea waves also have great potential, great energy, great speed. That's why they also do their erosion work as well as the depositional work. What type of features were created by the sea waves? Suppose there is an ocean or sea, and here is a rock in the sea, right? Now what would happen when the sea waves strike the rocks? Again and again it will strike on the rock. This portion will be eroded, right? So this portion will be eroded by the sea waves again and again. If anything will strike on a particular part, then it will begin to erode. Like on the road, if there is a rainfall, continuous rainfall on the road, what would happen? The road began to erode. The concrete, the bajri, all these matter will erode it, and the rod will break. Similarly, the waves are striking on the rocks. There is some portion which will break down, and it will create like a cave because it is opened in the other side. So it will create sea cave. Again and again, the rocks will strike it. It will begin to bigger, right? So there is a bigger formation of the cave, and only the roof of the cave will be appear. Soon only the roof of the cave will be appeared, and this type of formation is known as CR. CR. ठीक है? Like a arch shape, right? The waves will enter into this, and gradually the roof will collapse. After some time, the process will going on and the roof will collapse. Only a pillar will appear. The last pillar will appear in the sea, and that is known as stacks. There is a cave. The waves are striking rock. It will create a hollow in it. That will known as sea cave. When it gradually and slowly the process will going on, and later on it will grow bigger and bigger. So all these part will be eroded and only the roof will remain. This type of formation is known as sea arcs, and this process will going on later on, and this roof will collapse because this will go on and the roof will collapse. Only this part will remain like a pillar, that is known as stacks, right? Sometimes the steep rock coast raising almost vertically above sea water. Here is a rock on the shore. It is vertically raised over and it placed over the sea water like this. That is known as sea cliff. It is on the shore, right? And on the seashore, what is the depositional work of sea waves? It deposits different types of minerals, like you can say the sea beads, शंख जिसको आप कहते हो साथ में, ये all these materials are deposited on the seashore, as well as the coarse material of sand is also deposited on the seashore by the sea waves, right, which create the beaches. So these are the three erosional work: sea caves, sea arches, stacks,